my stamping friends, this is Oksana from funstamper.com, and today is Tuesday, 5:30. Unusual day, unusual time, but I decided to go live the day it works for me this week. So tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and my usual time will not work. I wanted to spend time with my sweetheart, so this is what I will be doing. But I have really two cool projects for you to show and share and kind of show you some ideas and inspiration. And let's get started. All right, so today we're gonna make two cards, and we're gonna be featuring Watercolor Melon stamp set from a celebration. And I also decided for greeting to use heartfelt hellos, also from celebration. It's a free stamp set you could earn. We're also going to be using a designer paper that part of celebration as well. That kind of pinkish looking, but it's actually black and white. This designer paper, the amount of that is huge. It's 48 sheets. I just ordered a replacement. I use my to like 3 different classes. In wine shop, we did multiple cards. But this is a pattern we're gonna use, black and white, and it has a lot. It's 4 sheets, and I believe it's 48 sheets. Really pretty colors. And this is also offer this paper for free right now, starting February. So if you kind of already ordered the bird paper, but hey, you never could have enough bird paper, and you kind of on the fence what else to get, I strongly suggest this one. You just could make so many different cards for any occasion. All right, let's see what we need. So first we're gonna design this card. This is a step card, but slightly different step card that we did before. An idea for this step card was actually came to me from website called Global Design Project. So it's actually a Stampin' Up design team, and they post some ideas kind of each week as a challenge. So they post a card and ask people to case it. So you either kind of copy the layout. It's basically inspiration. They didn't post dimensions or colors or anything, but when you look on that card, you wanted to kind of get your creative juices going. And I always look into that, but I never never challenge myself. And I decided why not. So that layout kind of inspired me. I will post a link if you want to play at some point. It was a step card, and I figured out the dimensions, and I did them slightly, possibly different than they did. I like to create cards and kind of use a smart measurement so I don't have a lot of leftovers or some scraps, kind of cards that I could use most of my paper. All right, let's see what we need. So for this card, we actually need our card base will consist with 2 different pieces. This piece measures 4 1/4 by 8 1/2. So the same width as we normally have, but instead of 11, it's 8 1/2. And this piece measures 2 1/4 by 8 1/2. So it's a little bit more than half sheet, but basically from one sheet you could have another base of those. And let's just score. Measurements will be posted later, then you could download as a PDF. And we will score this one at, let me get my measurement. So we will score this one at 1 1/4, 2 1/2, and 5 1/2. And this piece we're gonna score in half, which is 4 1/4. So that's all for scoring. Then we will need to have a few different pieces. I do like a lot of layers, and I like tiny borders. That's why you will have extra pieces. If you don't care about borders, you could just use designer paper that is larger. So for this one, we will need following pieces. So let me show you what we need. So we need to have 2 pieces So if you're basically gonna fold this one, you're gonna make a step, right? So this is your basic step card. And what we're gonna have here, we have left with 3 inches by 4 1/4, and this is 1 1/4 inch by 4 1/4. So we're just creating layers. So this layer is 3 by 4. I'm sorry, 2 3/4 by 4, and I will have 2 of those, one for inside and one for outside. I will have similar layer, which is 1 inch for here, and I have designer paper kind of match the layers, just tiny tad smaller. I go with 1/8 of the inch. So this measures 3 7/8 by 2 5/8, and this is 7/8 by 3 7/8. Then we're gonna have a tall piece, which is this one, and it's also gonna be layered. So this layer is 2 inch by 4, and this is that smaller. This paper is not current. I don't know where I got it. I think I got I wanted to use garden green, and I could not find anything. So it's one of the retired papers. So you could probably take a garden green and stamp or color or something like that. But so this is the only retired paper I use. And then you could see this is just regular paper, right? It doesn't look like on my card. And possibly it could be fine. But what I actually wanted to sponge it. So you could make this card any color. Let's say if you don't use melon, you use something else. You could sponge it blue or sponge it in yellow, any colors. We're gonna use one of those small brushes, and we're gonna use real red. And let's see if you having any comments. I don't think I see any. Yeah, now I see Drew commenting. Hi, Drew. Hope you're feeling okay. Thinking about you guys. And I'm just gonna be sponging. There is no rhyme or reason. You just sponge the colors you want, the intensity, but it's cool technique to change the designer paper. So sometimes you look at black and white, or some smaller background, or some darker color in white. I actually really, really like it because you could make it any color you want to match your project. The same I feel with the like white ribbon. You could always color with blends, you could sponge it, or you could just use white on any project. Okay, so I think that's looking good. Let's hide that one. We're gonna do one sponging for another card, but let's finish this one. And we're just gonna be gluing first, and then we're gonna do some stamping. And that melon is super duper cute. Will be interesting to see what most redeemed stamp set or celebration item will be. Stamping Up announced from time to time, and it's always interesting to see if your favorite is actually matching what people choose. But I kind of feel that this stamp set is a sleeper, that people kind of looking at it and like, you know, they're not really kind of melon, and based on a stamp set, sometimes you don't see the ideas. I saw another day somebody posted, and it's not a melon, it's a pizza. They use like a brown and yellow. Oh my gosh, I'll need to try that one as well. And kind of stamp like a little black and some little circles, or maybe they draw it so it look like a pizza with olives, and it was super cool because you have slice, you have crust. People so creative. So I think after people see that it could be a pizza as well, it could be sold out. So this is what we do. So again, right now we're just decorating our steps. Let's move to this piece, right? We fold it in half. Technically, our card will not be quite 5.5 inches, so it will be a little bit smaller. You could do this piece longer, but this way I could just create many more cards from one piece of paper, and this is what I designed. Let me use other side. I believe this one was last year in holiday catalog. All these gingham patterns. And I have many of those 2-inch strips. I think I did some boxes with that or something. So we're using this one. Obviously, you could always stamp a background. Let me show you how to put that basic step together. Let's see. Okay. So the idea is to glue it here. Because this piece is not tall enough, I'm not worried that it will not fit in an envelope. If you're gonna do larger piece, you wanted to make sure it's not gonna go over 5.5. But this one, I definitely know it's not gonna do it. So I'm gonna apply a good amount of glue. Use strong adhesive for this fold. And then I'm just gonna position it here on the side, kind of to give my card a height. So I just barely grabbing it. Then I turn it around. Same, apply strong adhesive. And, you know, if I apply it here, I would not know where to stop. So what I do, I kind of do it a little bit on this side. And then here on the top. And I like to work with wet glue. Just like that it sticks in Florida, it's always working really good. So okay, so I think we're doing good here. So this is your basic step. It's super easy, and you could use any designer paper. Now let's create our focal point. Let me move this. So this is other piece for inside. So now we're gonna stamp, and now this is where magic gonna happen. I like to stamp it with a sentiment so I know where to position the rest of the images. And as I mentioned, we're gonna use this one, enjoy your day. Could be for birthday, could be for many things. I like that particular bold sentiment. So we're gonna get our thing here. And let me align some other pieces that we're gonna stamp. We're gonna use garden green. We're gonna stamp our sentiment. Hopefully it's straight enough. All right. Then we're gonna stamp from this stamp set, kind of like a background. We're gonna stamp a leaf, and I want that big slice. So we're gonna stamp a leaf kind of toward here. And we're gonna stamp, this is Rhine, towards the bottom. And using real red, we're gonna stamp our big slice. Ta-da! Isn't that cute? And my favorite part is to stamp the seeds. That's so stinking cute. Stamp set has this image with 3 seeds and 1 seed. So if you wanted to do more random, you could always stamp those 1 seeds. But if you just go for quick, like I do, I'm just gonna stamp. Okay. We're gonna glue this piece to our layer of basic black. And this is kind of our focal point with some stamping. And you will see the measurements. I kind of come up with a similar width as this piece. And what we're gonna do, you could glue it like that, or you could go with dimensionals. my dimensionals. So I'm gonna put dimensionals, 3 dimensionals on the left side. I'll show you the alternatives that I made just literally before half hour. I really wanted to see how it's gonna play with new latte stamp set. I'm obsessed with that stamp set. All right, so see, it's coming together. Now we need to do little stamping. I will stamp watermelon and 2 slices and things inside. All right, so let's just do, and this is distinctive stamp set, which is cool. It has really nice kind of variation of color with you just stamping one image. And if you're wondering, I'm using the new glass mat. Stampin' Up had give us ability to pre-order back in December, and right now it's available with a starter kit. Basically, it's free if you join Stampin' Up. Such a cool glass mat. I just opened it another day. I ordered it, but I didn't really use it yet. You're like, okay, I'm not sure if I like it. Oh my gosh, I love it. The image comes so crisp, and you could just wipe it out, and really cool. And has measurements, the best part, and it's not moving. Normally when I use paper, it's keep moving on me all the time. Now we're gonna stamp this one. So ladies, do you have this stamp set? I just want an honest opinion. Is it was on your list, or you kind of looking like, nah, not for me? Just wondering. Because this one, I believe I ordered this one first and this one second after my bird paper. So that's... And I didn't think I need that Cradle of Love, that kind of baby stamp set. And I've seen so many cute cards. I'm like, at some point I'll know somebody that will have babies, so better go and order. But this is the only stamp size that I didn't get. There is no dice, but I believe it's not that hard to fussy cut. Look, that melon looks so real. Could be cool, like use for invitation for summer party or stuff like that. So again, this is, even so it's red, but it could be a card for a guy, right? Enjoy your day. I think it's pretty cool. I love distinct stamp sets. Yeah, and then 2 more pieces and our card will be done, and then I'll show you alternative for that particular fold. We're gonna use this fold for our wine class next week. I designed a card already. If you want to be surprised, I will give you 2 seconds warning, so don't look. Or if you want to peek, you could look. Of course, I needed to use my bird paper. I just cannot get enough of that paper. But now I'm obsessed with the coffee paper as well. Okay, done. I'm just gonna put things together. So I'm gonna glue this one for inside, the extra melon. So I wonder if you do it orange, if it's gonna be like your cantaloupe. Didn't try that. I only did melon. Didn't do pizza. Didn't do anything with that. Just melon. So we're gonna glue it here. Smeared it. It's okay, I'll fix it. And we're gonna put this slice. I wanna put this one first, like to the side. So I wanna apply dimensionals just on the left side and glue on the right, so it will be the same height as my focal point. And then we're gonna add this one with dimensionals a little bit higher. And last but not least, we need to have a bow. And that black and white is perfect for that. I like how soft it is and so easy to make the bows. So when you're looking at this design, obviously it looks really cute with that melon stamp set, but the idea for you here, just look on the design and see what you have and kind of see what inspires you. So maybe it's color combination. So you'll have black paper and you wanted to sponge it, or maybe you will look at it and you really like that particular fold, which is super easy to make, and see what you have in your stash and get creative. And I swear after you create one or two cards, you'll have like, oh, I could change this, I could change this. It's normally when I stamp at evening, I could never stop because like, oh, I want to do the same, but I want to add this one. And it's like, oh my gosh, it's so late, I need to go and sleep. So here's the cards. Here what we just created. What do you think? Do you like this fold, that step fold? And then you could open and you have a little greeting inside. All right, let me show you a couple alternates. Of course, I need to show you. So I mentioned that I'm playing right now with a coffee designer paper. So of course I needed to use that one. And I didn't stamp much, I just used designer paper to cut. So here is the coffee one. So here is a fold. See that? When you open, it's little coffee. I'm gonna give it to my husband. It says, "You are the best part of my day." So coffee is definitely best part of my day, but he is too. So this is super cute. So I used two different kind of colors, and I wanted to switch. So I create the steel one, but yellow top. And I use slightly different cups. What do you think? Do you like that coffee one? I think I'm gonna make this one for my swap as well. So this one, okay, if you're coming to my wine class next Tuesday, close your eyes, unless you wanted to see. So remember about kind of inspiration and design, like I mentioned, kind of look on this as an idea. It doesn't need to be rectangle, could be something else. So let's see what I created, and I actually really, really like it. So here's a card. Look at that. So instead of rectangle, I use that label as a focal point. And all the measurements are the same. And here is inside. What do you think? All right. So card number 1 complete. You know, pretty quick. Let's work on card number 2. It will be, this is the card we actually made last month in my wine class. And I think after this one, I had few ladies actually order melon stamp set. So this is super booper easy fold. Just pretty much your standard card. So let's see what supplies we need for that. So we will need our standard 5.5 by 8.5 piece of real red. And we're gonna score at 1.25 and 4.25. So it's your normal card, and this flap gonna be folded opposite. Let me see if I turn the light. It started to get dark. I'm so looking forward for days to be a little bit. I'm not sure if it's any better or not. But you could see now my lamp because of this one. Okay, so this is your standard card. And for inside, what we will need white. Just go for inside. I told you I like white borders, so this is 2 3/4 by 5.5. It's interesting because it's the same width as the first card. This one is tad smaller, so it's 2 5/8 by 5 1/8. And I use this piece, and here is my focal point. We're also gonna sponge, and I chose to use the same paper, again, that was available. And let's just go ahead and do some sponging like we did with that card we assembled, and we will have 2 really similar but different layout cards. And this one I also have alternative for you to show. We're not gonna make that card in my wine class, but I wanted to see how it was looking with a different designer paper. And I'll create it with coffee. Don't worry, I'll post it. We were going to church Sunday, and it's quite a drive for us. It's over an hour. It's Ukrainian church, and it's service in Ukrainian. You know, the way they sing and stuff, it's kind of really remind us our home. And so it's long drive, so my husband normally drives, and we talk, and I like that time. Sunday, you know, on the way there, you contemplate. And but I just always take a snips, and I take a piece of paper, I have a little tray, and I just fussy cut. So I did fussy cut a bunch of coffee cups. I actually was fussy cutting New Xenia paper, but I didn't make anything with them yet. All right, so I'm not gonna glue it yet. I'll show you why not. I want to stamp first those little seeds. It's funny, those seeds are so cute, but we probably would not want to have watermelon with seeds those days, right? Okay, so we're gonna just, that one, you could probably use designer paper, but kind of added little something to it. But we're gonna stamp our seeds. And it's, I don't know, should be random. I still like when it's somehow aligned. And I know you kind of could see that it's 3, but if I'm gonna be stamping one seed at a time, will take forever. All right. So now we're just gonna glue, right? This is your normal, kind of almost like a Z fold, because we didn't glue that flap down. This is my inside. Maybe I'll need to stamp it first. And this is my outside. And we're gonna pre-stamp. We'll do super similar to that one. And inside what I did, I stamp a melon versus fussy cutting. You could probably stamp and fussy cut in kind of position, but we're gonna do similar. This way. Super cute, that melon. Gonna have a leaf. So this is gonna be for inside. And now we're gonna use the same stamp set. So it's really similar cards, kind of the similar components, but fold make it completely different. We're gonna stamp it this time in a center. And we add kind of almost even similar to what we stamped before. But that piece is almost 3 inches. I believe I did 2 7/8. And so you have more room to kind of position more goodies. Okay, now we're gonna stamp that little slice of melon, watermelon. We have a local, like, produce store. Oh, my melon went on a day. Well, that's gonna work. And they had like watermelon, seedless watermelons, but they were like sizes like this. It's almost like a toy. It's so cute. I bought it. I didn't try it yet. Kind of will be cute to take a picture of the card next to that melon. Okay. Let's put it together. Okay, we will just glue and we will have this card done. So we glue it inside, and as you could see, I left a border so when card is open, it's kind of having continuous borders. Again, you don't need to make those extra borders. I often use it when you have like a darker cardstock and you have, you know, darker designer paper. To kind of break it, I add white a lot. Or if you have too much light, I add darker border. So I'm mounting it to slightly bigger piece of black and then on a piece of garden green. All the measurements, as I mentioned, it's gonna be tomorrow afternoon on my blog. And it's gonna go in the center. So the easiest way to put your dimensionals is the easiest way to put like two dimensionals, but kind of in the middle, and it's gonna be a safe bet. You center it. You add it. To save some time, I already pre-stamped, but I didn't pre-cut our melons. Again, it's super quick. I know some people don't like it. Just one advice I got from somebody, it's easier when that left, or whatever you're using, arm actually turning the paper versus turning the scissors. So the scissors always straight and you just turn the papers and it's much easier. But yeah, I could just sit and fussy cut. Just make me feel relaxed. And this card was favorite of many when we did it at wine shop last month. I see some of you popping there. I think I saw Anne. All right, so we're gonna just add it with dimensionals, and that second card is done as well. Just make sure the dimensionals kind of stay on that side. Here. And inside, I'm just gonna glue it flat. We're gonna add a bow, and we will have our card number 2. So those two super simple, funky folds. First one was a little bit more involved, a little bit more scored lines, but still super, super simple. All right, and our bow. You could probably add extra bling if you want to. I didn't add bling here. Broke my rules, right? I'm breaking many rules of mine recently. Some cards don't have bling and don't have ribbon. Yeah. Living dangerous. All right, does that black? I think that ribbon make it so cute. Clean it, add my, and I turn light, I finally could see glue dots. Okay, maybe not. Glue dot doesn't want to see the bow. Okay, so this is card number 2. What do you think? Super simple layout. So let me show you. As I mentioned, I didn't use my coffee yet for this one, but let me show you what I created. So this is the same layout, and this is the card I created. See, looks completely different. So I chose here to use, because my designer paper had a lot of white, I chose to use darker border here and there. And I use that beautiful, thoughtful expressions dies. I just love those dies. So this is the cards I show you today. So this is second layout. This is layout number 1. This is what we created. This is what we're gonna create in my class next Tuesday. And this is 2 brand new products, 2 cards with brand new products, Latte Love. Let me know what you think. Let me know which one is your favorite. Hope tomorrow to my site, funstamper.com. I will post all the measurements so you could recreate. Please leave me a comment. Please share your creation with me. It's make me really happy. And happy Valentine's Day tomorrow. Hope you will feel loved and appreciated, and have a great day. And until then, happy stamping. Bye.